My first gig, was last April 2014. I performed in Croydon, which is the town that I'm from, and yeah, that was a proper small. It was like I knew everyone in the building. I think it was like a talent show or like a talent competition, and my set was like 10 minutes or something. There wasn't really any room for error. I was like, everyone here knows you, so yeah, I was super nervous. It was like, but even then I had like all my brethren on stage with me. There was like 30 of us on stage, so like I was feeding off of their energy. I was a bit scared to be there. It was my first ever show. But yeah, things are very different now, and I'm a lot more confident and a lot more ready.
Well, the first gig the Maccabees ever played, I was in the crowd, and it was you fought with Rob, and it was at Pleasure Unit, and I remember it quite clearly because Land couldn't get all the chords going, so but halfway through the set, you just ended up worked out what the last chord was, and he just held his hand there until and I'm thinking, well, that is survival, you know, that's a fight or flight situation, and it's pretty rational thinking.
We were pretty shit. We were an odd bunch, really, like because Rob had played for his dad in a Bob Dylan cover band around Butlins and stuff, so he was pretty good. And then I knew one chord and couldn't do it at the same time as doing anything else. Rue was the only person that could play a whole song on a guitar, but he was on bass. And Hugo was pretty shy, like then.
Hugo was very shy, and he used to wear a big hat, and he rolled up one trouser leg jeans. I think as kind of a state of confusion.
That was a statement. That was about, because he was a cyclist, really. Right. So it's like I cycle, really, but today I'm playing guitar. Like, so just do one up so it doesn't get stuck in the chain. So that was his thing.
I think my first show I actually performed at was it was a Free Mind show in San Francisco, and yeah, it was a Free Mind show in San Francisco. They had booked Tyler, and everybody just came, and it was like a 2-hour set, and Tyler didn't have 2 hours worth of songs at that point in time, so it was, it was a lot of people there, and I got my rocks off. It was in San Francisco. It was a bar, and it was full of people who had no idea what was going on. They just wanted to get drunk, which made it, a great experience. You learn a lot of things. Had a couple homeless people in there. It was great, man. I had fun. And it was like a party behind the bar performance type thing. So, it helped your ego, or, you being comfortable, just for the simple fact there was a lot of people there. But they weren't necessarily there for you. But, then that doesn't really matter. To get the people in the room, it's always a good experience. So, yeah, I think everybody had fun. It was cool. Taco's dad drove everybody in a minivan.
21st of February 2012 at the Cherry Tree in Canterbury. I think we felt nervous because it was there was no proof that it was going to work. There was this whole people might just think it sounds really scrappy.
And there's nothing to hide behind either. So it was kind of like...
It was raw.
It was well raw. I don't know, I was really sweating profusely.
Isaac had never played drums at a gig before, so I guess that was weird for you.
Yeah, it was weird. It felt good, but it felt kind of I don't think anyone really quite knew what to make of it.
It was the size of this tent, and we were playing to about 10 people, so there's not much you can read into it. There's kind of that feeling of, are we being ridiculous?
Yeah.
And I think we still feel that now.
My first ever gig, it was in a tiny little tea room bar in Coventry. I can't tell you the year. I'm too old now. I can't remember yesterday, so don't ask me the year. But it was literally about 10 people. Most of them were just friends and family anyway. And it was literally a very strange experience. We've been rehearsing. It was me and a drummer and a guitarist, and we've been rehearsing for a couple of weeks, and we all hyped for it. And we got to the gig, and you can't prepare for a gig in the sense of the first ever gig. You kind of just go through the motions and hope it's all right. And it was good fun. It was really good fun. Looking back at it, there's so many things technically that I would never have done because they just don't work. But at the time, it's a learning curve, innit? So it was just good to finally have the courage to play.